You know, the real big thing is kind of to map out the plan, knowing that that plan is going to get completely thrown out the window. We left off last year in a conference room behind this door. Our goal for 2019, Jen Ballard, was to do what?
1,000 tickets.
Can I get a drum roll, please? Okay. Thank you. As of this morning, we sold 1,057 tickets. To those of you watching The Journey, and now for something completely different. The Journey, Season 2. I just got off the phone with Mitch Dong, and we are talking about starting Season 2 of The Journey, and honestly, it scares the H-E-double-L out of me because I'm thinking about doing something that there's a high likelihood that I will fail. It's funny, I've wanted to start for years, and every time I talk to people about it, they talk me out of it. Why now am I excited about starting? Maybe it's because I'm going to be turning 50 this year. Maybe it's because all of the reasons why I didn't were fears. And maybe I just let my friends and family speak into those fears. I know it might not work. I'm working on a brand new project this year that I'm just going to codename Project Genesis. The struggle that I'm facing right now as the CEO of the company is that I got to keep everything else in motion while also diving into this new area. Today is March 14th, 2017.
18.
Today is March 14th, 2018. I don't know if you guys were there during the keynote when I asked how many people watched The Journey, and all those hands went up and everybody applauded. My guess was a third of the room.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I had someone on the Midway come directly to me and say, I got my ticket just because of The Journey, because you guys showed that you're real people and dealing with the same, dealing with the same struggles just like I am, and that made me really want to come and meet you guys.
We have made some major breakthroughs between when we ended Season 1 and where we're starting Season 2. We've implemented a lot of new things that I'm excited to show you throughout the coming episodes. It is 104 degrees outside right now, and it also happens to be planning day for Social Media Marketing World 2019. What's really kind of fun right now is we don't have Mitch here today, so we're improvising.
Okay, so we've got my phone set up here. It's actually in my pen canister.
We might run out of batteries, and she only has so much storage left on there, so hopefully it'll work. 7,000, okay?
7,000.
7,000 physical tickets is the goal that we are going to be aiming for. To go from 4,100 to 7,100 is definitely more than 50% growth.
Oh yeah.
It's a very aggressive goal. So we've got a lot of planning that we need to do. You know, the real big thing is kind of to map out the plan, knowing that that plan is going to get completely thrown out the window. What could stymie us? What could hurt us? What hurt us last time?
Not getting through the spam filters.
Email deliverability is really what you're saying.
Yeah, email deliverability.
Okay. Team unity, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what everyone's doing, and we're not, you know, operating off the same playbook, or people aren't here. Do you remember the Titanic? Remember when Leonardo DiCaprio is underwater? You know, and his head is like this, and he's taking in a breath? That's how we felt. We felt like we just didn't have any room, and we had a little bit of oxygen, and we just needed to make it work. Our message is not connecting.
Resonating.
It's not connecting with people.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't connect with people, we don't sell it, right?
Right.
This is an area that we learned a lot about last season.
Mm-hmm.
We can solve this one. We can solve this one. We can solve this one.
Mm-hmm. Competition.
I like that. Because in order to do that, we need to continue to keep a pulse on what's happening in the industry.
Right.
Project Genesis, if it ends up sucking a lot of my time,
yeah,
I won't be available to the team.
Right.
I'm just going to call it Mike missing. I'm willing to invest whatever it takes in the marketing department to make sure that we get as close to this number as possible.
Okay.
Just like any good student, we are learning as we go. What I'm most excited about is the growth that my team has achieved over the last few years and how we're staffing up to get ready for the big change. What I'm most concerned about, to be honest with you, is whether or not my team is going to be able to accommodate the growth, because the growth is coming. It's kind of like one of those storm alerts. And you don't batten down the hatches because you don't believe the storm is going to be that big of a deal. It's going to be a big deal. You watch. I think it's more important that we deal with the roadblocks before we deal with the opportunities, because if we just start taking on new stuff and we don't address this, these roadblocks are just going to get bigger.
Yeah.
And we're going to end up in serious trouble. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll work it out. You know, we should play the "We will work it out." No, wait, "We can work it out." Is that the Beatles? We can work it out. Don't put that part in there. I have a crazy idea. Hey, Mitch.
What's up?
The idea hit me when I was driving this morning. I was thinking to myself, I am completely scared. What better way to minimize my risk than to start a podcast? Because people are going to see, like, okay, he doesn't know what he's doing, so he's actually going to talk to people who know what they're doing and along the way figure it out. I'm going to go for a walk and I'm going to hopefully get some inspiration. Here we go. Darn it. Got to step over those stupid garage sensors. Let's try that again. Okay, later. Behind me is an old bridge, really old, that was completely destroyed probably by a flood that came through here. What I think is fascinating about this is it's a metaphor really for what I've been talking about, which is just build the bridge one brick at a time as you're crossing it. Sometimes, however, the bridge will get destroyed and you'll need to build a new one. Lesson learned: when using a monopod, don't put it downhill. I have reached a metaphorical and actual fork in the road. So now I have to make a decision which way to go. This is Mike's Office Karaoke. Please join me on The Journey. Subscribe now on YouTube by visiting journey.show. For extra special appreciation, hit the bell and let us know you've joined the Bell Squad.